Coast to coast. It's your boy. Welcome to another live stream of review from a car. As always, rate, comment, subscribe, share this with a friend, family, as well as a follower. Let's get this channel lit in the YouTube algorithm. Amen. Amen. Hey. So I got some important news concerning this channel, the future of this channel and the content. And I'm going to do a review on The Last House. It's a movie that premiered on Netflix last week. I believe it was Friday or Saturday. I got to watch it last Saturday. I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts and my opinions of the movie. But before we get into all that, let's get into the major stuff. It's why we're here, right? So, grand opening, grand closing. All right. So, I was going to take my time monetizing this channel because I wanted the right subscribers to subscribe to this channel for one reason and one reason only. And that's me giving you guys my thoughts and opinions of my favorite show from, by the way, season 5 is that will be the final season from their perspective. I don't know if they're gonna, spawn it out into other type of miniseries or other shows or movies, but on the horizon, they said that this is going to be their final season, season 5. Okay. And I was basically going to make this channel from oriented, just doing content, live stream discussion from, and you know, our thoughts and opinion from news and things of that nature. And I said to myself, you know what? Let's add a caveat to this channel. Let's talk about movies that I watch or other television shows that I like, that I watch. So it was going to be, movie, television show oriented, particularly my favorite movie and television shows. And that was my goal. That was my plan. That's why I took my time making content. I don't upload content every single day. I don't go on live every single day to basically get this channel up and running. I was going to take my time. A lot of people subscribe to the channel. A lot of you guys, it's twofold. The majority of my audience that are subscribed to this channel, they normally will subscribe to this channel because of the shorts I uploaded on this channel. And the next percentage of people that are subscribed to this channel are people who are from fans like myself. And then there's a small demographic of fans that got into the other things that I talked about, which is television shows and movies and things of that nature. And yeah, with YouTube's new guidelines, which those new guidelines don't premiere until next year, it's going to be difficult for me to reach that monetization, with the new standards. Now, I know a lot of people are going to sit up there and say, well, Chris, you got technically 5-6 months before it's official where your watch time is going to have to be doubled. Now the subscriber count is at 1,000, and if I really push it, I can get 1,000 subscribers with no problem. And the 4,000 hours of watch time, I can get that with no problem if this was my only channel. But unfortunately, I have other channels that are monetized, and I have different audiences, and they like my thoughts and my opinions. They like my entertainment for the most part. So I had to make a decision. Either I push this channel the last 4 or 5 months of the year, get it to monetize with the old YouTube requirements, or just wait it out. And when the new requirements come, just take my time there. Or I could just move this content to another YouTube channel that's already monetized that I have. And I decided the easiest I took the easiest road, which is I'm going to be moving this content to my gaming channel. Now, my gaming channel, I normally do live streams. I just recently talked about gaming news. I used to talk about gaming news constantly, but I shut that down because there's a lot of people out there are way out there for their beloved Xbox or PlayStation or Nintendo or PC, and they were just way on the deep end with it, particularly when I do videos. And people took my videos when I used to do gaming news or give my thoughts and opinions about a certain game. They took it to heart, and it really uh, emotionally they couldn't wrap their heads around it. At the end of the day, it's just my thought. It's just my opinion. It does not mean personally I have an agenda or I have a problem with a certain game or PC or a certain console. It's just that's what you know. That's what I believed at that time. So I'm getting back into the gaming news. I did a live stream on my gaming channel last week talking about this, and I decided I'm going to move all this content to my gaming channel. My The last season of From will be on my gaming channel. If I watch movies, I will put it on my gaming channel. As far as other shows, I was really going to uh, do something for either Mobland or Landman, one of those two shows that's on Paramount Plus, and I was going to do a retrospect, my thoughts and opinions on each individual episode. Uh, but I decided I wanted to do it here. I'm going to be doing it on my gaming channel. I hadn't decided on which show I'm going to really focus my time and energy on because it's kind of hard to order Tulsa King. I might do Tulsa King, skip Mobland, and do Landman. Lanterns, I definitely is going to give you guys my thoughts and opinions on that. But yeah, so moving forward, all of my content here will be pushed to my gaming channel. Now, if you're not familiar with my gaming channel, I will leave it pinned in the comment section. If you guys want to subscribe to my gaming channel for that particular content, go right ahead. YouTube have all these stats and surveys and things of that nature. And what YouTube has instructed me is a lot of, the majority of subscribers really don't jump from one channel to another channel. So what YouTube was telling me, particularly the AI, is don't be surprised if the majority of your subscriber base that's here will not join you on your gaming channel. And that's cool. That's fine. If it's too hard for you to move, unsubscribe here and subscribe there, or stay subscribed here and subscribe to my gaming channel, that's fine. I'm cool with it. Okay. Do you. All right. But it's not going to stop me from doing that particular content. And I'm going to be moving to my gaming channel. It also gives me more things to do on my gaming channel other than live stream, games and talk about gaming news. I can talk about, movies or television shows. I'm definitely going to be talking about From. It's the final season. The funny thing about me, I'm a huge From fan. And I've been doing theories and my thoughts and opinions on each episode of From, but I have done it on the different YouTube channels that I have. My main channel, I'm Chris Adon. I did from season 1, uh, Just My Opinion, which is my sports channel. I don't know why I did this. I did from, I think, season 2 or 3. Season 2, both of them, 2 and 3. And I did season 4 review from a car because I just wanted extra content and I was going to take my time. And now I'm going to do the final season on my gaming channel. I got from content on different YouTube channels, but hey, it is what it is. I'm going to be moving forward doing it that way. Now, I'm not going to make multiple playlists. I don't know. I might do multiple playlists when I'm reviewing movies or television shows. I might separate it from my, live streams. I might do that. But I notice when I keep everything under one playlist, it's just I've noticed even on my gaming channel, my stats has improved. Actually, is getting better if I keep everything under one playlist. But I like to separate everything. So if you are subscribed and you don't want to, I'm subscribed, but I'm not a huge gamer, but I do follow your thoughts and your opinions on From or movies or other television shows. Won't you put that on a separate playlist so I can bypass the live stream, the gaming live streams, or the people that are into gaming live streams? Dude, I like your gaming live streams, but I'm not a huge fan of the other stuff. So as of right now, I'm going to keep everything under one playlist unless things change. I have to look at what YouTube is telling me on each channel, and what YouTube is telling me is, and if you look at the numbers and if you look at the stats, keeping everything under one playlist really helps the growth and development of that particular channel. Okay. But hey, it is what it is. Hey man, I hate for it to go down this way, but it's going down this way. So that's all I got for that. Like I said, I'm gonna pin my gaming channel in the comment section. You guys can subscribe there, but this is going to be the last live stream, the last video of this channel. And hey man, we had a great run on this channel, but hey, all good things come to an end. All right, but let's move on to The Last House. Like I said, I watch this front and back, and when I turn on my, normally when I go to my Netflix app, I check it once a week to see what new is or something that interests me as far as watching. But for the past couple of years, Netflix has been more miss than hit when you log in, because the content is, to me, it's not a lot of appealing content for me. There's a lot of content, but of that content, what's appealing to me, it's not that much. But every once in a while they have a gem. Every once in a while they have a jewel. And it's not like, they never have anything good. It's just it's sometimes hard to come by. But The Last House, let's move forward. All right. So basically, I'm going to give you guys the short version of what The Last House is if you haven't seen it. The Last House is basically this suburban family. And, they're going about their day, mother, father, daughter, son, going about their day, just living the American dream. Of course, they do have roadblocks like, paying the mortgage, jobs and school and things of that nature. It's not one of those perfect family type things like, you know, like a family show where everything's all happy and lovely dovely. It's like, it's showing the reality of what a real family goes through in these times. Okay, the struggle is real, even with this family, but they find a way to make things happen and to make things, move. So basically, it's a suburban family, and one day, they're eating. They get up, they eat breakfast. It's raining. Happened to be raining this day, and they're going off. They're going about their day. Nothing is notifying them of what's going on in the outside world. Little things start to happen throughout this morning. The Wi-Fi has been they have no Wi-Fi. They have electricity, they have water, and they're thinking, they're casually thinking, oh, it's no big deal. Maybe the Wi-Fi is down for a minute, but it'll come back on, and it's no big deal. All right. So they're getting ready to leave the house to start their day. The kids start going to school. The father is going to work. The mother is, got to do her thing, Pilates classes or whatnot. I'm not saying that this particular mother had Pilates classes, but you get my drift. Doing, busy stuff. And as they're trying to exit the house, they notice the door is locked on the outside in. Something is keeping the door from being open. They tried windows, the windows are locked. They tried every door in the house, every door is locked. They tried to force themselves out the door, um with no success. The father tried to break the window, uh, and that was unsuccessful. They're trapped in this house. Okay, so they're wondering, man, what's going on? Why is we can't get out the house? So as they're looking out the window, they notice that other people are stuck in their houses, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. They're playing like a real life charade game, what's going on, because they can't talk through phones. They only talking through or just hand signals, gestures. They're using chalkboards. Um, and the father says what's going on, and one of the neighbors say they believe they're being attacked by aliens. The father is still don't believe this. The father feel like there's a logical reason why they're locked in their house, and it has nothing to do with aliens. All right, so they see a female on the outside, and she can't get inside her own home, and she can't get nobody out of their house, so she decides to run off and try to get help. Okay, so she runs out and get help. All right. So they're still stuck in their houses trying to figure out what to do. Apparently, they had a refrigerator and a freezer full of meat, vegetables, whatnot. Okay, they're eating it up. Okay, so as the days go by, so as the hours go by, the hours turn into days, and as the hours go by, it turns to days. The days go by, the days turn into weeks. The weeks turn into months. The months turn into years. They're still stuck in this in their houses. All of them are stuck in their houses. There's nothing they can do. So they're going to have to survive on what they have in the house. Slowly but surely, they run out of food, they run out of medicine, and they have to deal with real life stuff like, um, saving their food and or growing their food by uh, tearing the floor of the houses so they can get down to the ground, and now they're building gardens in their houses. The father figured out a way to capture animals from the outside by this trap that he throws from the chimney. Like, he pushes up through the chimney with a rope, it goes down. um he figured out a way how to do this, and put wheels on it so he'll be able to roll on the side of the house, on the roof, and the chimney. I mean, it's crazy. He done gotten to the point where it's automatic. He don't even have to close the trap, or bring it in and out. It automatically does it for them. All right. The lady that was jogging, she finally came back, tell her everyone's dead. It's these aliens done took over, and she's got a knife. She looked shocked. I mean, she looks bad. All right. And you just see these figures of aliens just pouncing her, and grabbing her, and pulling her on the other side of the street. You don't see what's going on. You hear a bunch of screaming and things of that nature, hear flashing lights and things of that nature. So comes to find out, they're actually not aliens. They've been on the planet just as longer than us. They've just trapped in the sea, and they invaded the land by coming from the sea and trapping everyone inside their houses, with their science or magic. They don't even explain that. Okay, how they do that. And the family goes on to this adventure. They have setbacks. They have problems internally. They also have being in the house that long, you do get a cabin fever. The son gets older. Now he's challenging the father. He feels like they should fight. The father should just say, no, we should just stay here and just survive. We've been surviving this far. This, that, and the third. It's a whole bunch of that going on in this movie. I want to say this before I get into my final thought of The Last House. I feel like the concept was a great concept. Okay, it was a great concept. Also, I like the characters, not so much the character development, but I do like the characters. I also like the special effects, even though it was on a budget. Special effects was a pass. I would give it a B plus on the special effects. Look, they had to deal with what they had to deal with, what funding that they had, and they did pretty well with what the funding that they had to make this movie. The two problems I have about this movie, well, there's a multitude of problems, but the two biggest problems is writing and making this somewhat believable or believable. Okay. Um, let's be realistic. American family is not going to have 2 months worth of food in the refrigerator, particularly in these times. A lot of American families, they live paycheck to paycheck, week by week, or whenever they feel they fill up enough that can probably get them through the week, maybe pushing it 2 weeks. Like, this family had enough food that lasts them for like 2 or 3 months before they had to start growing their own food and killing their own food. Let's go into the growing theory. Once again, making that believable. You talk about this force field that's keeping them in the building. Well, how come this force field doesn't, go underground, or this force field is not above the house where, it'll keep them from, getting out by digging, or keeping them from climbing the chimney. Okay. Um, the growing food by tearing the floorboard. They just only tore the floorboards. If you know, look, come on, let's be real. You don't have to be around construction to know that there are so many levels to a house before you can actually get to the freaking ground. Okay, you're gonna need more than a shovel and a pickaxe to get down to the ground. Okay, and they already established that they have a garage. This house doesn't have a basement. It is hard to believe. Okay, but anyway, the growing aspect, they didn't explain how they had the ability to grow food. They kind of explained it. Well, she took some vegetables from the refrigerator, and somehow these vegetables, she had the ability to turn these vegetables into things that they can grow in their garden. It's one thing if she would have had extra seeds or something, but anyway, they didn't make it believable. That's the point I'm trying to make. All right, that was nowhere near believable. Um, growing your food or having enough food to last 2 months just from the refrigerator, and trapping animals. That wasn't believable either. You know, And then you ask yourself, okay, if they can throw a trap out there to the ground, how come none of them haven't figured out, to leave the house? They can just go through the chimney. If you have the type of tools to dig, to get to the ground, to garden, you can use those same tools to help you expand the chimney some, to where the daughter can get up there with no problems. Okay. Uh, but yeah, a lot of that stuff was so unbelievable. And how they explained the aliens, they really didn't explain the aliens very good. They kind of explained it, and they figured, well, if we kind of explain it, and if we have a good movie, people would just disregard us halfway explaining it and just watch the movie anyway because it's a good movie. All right. That's the sense I got from watching this. Okay. Um, but yeah. The writing was not the writing, I'm not gonna say the writing was horrible or the writing was terrible. The writing was not that it wasn't decent. Okay. The characters were okay, but the character development, it just was non-existent throughout this whole process of a movie. And hey, look, you get what you get. I understand Netflix is not putting $1 million+ into this movie. I get all that, but I felt like, how much money do you really need to tell a story? Not only a story, but a believable story. And they use the concept of them being trapped in the house throughout the whole duration of this movie until the final 10, 20 minutes, maybe. I felt like if they could rewrite this, yeah, it can start off being trapped in their house, but then they evolve from that, from figuring out a way to get out of their house and, you know, survive by hiding from the aliens, and then finally getting tired of hiding from the aliens and fighting the aliens. But yeah. Hey, look, you get what you get. If I had to rate this, I would rate it a 6. It's a good movie if there's nothing else to watch. It's not one of those type of movies that you got to hurry up and go, man, I gotta go see The Last House. Uh, it's 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 a below average movie, and you get what you get out of this movie. It's from Netflix, so you shouldn't expect. You should go in expecting the worst about this movie and just be happy with it. Okay. But yeah, that's all I got. I'm gonna say this once again. This will be the last time I live stream or do anything on this channel. I'm going to have uh, all this content is going to be on my other channel, my gaming channel, and I'm going to have the link of my gaming channel in the comment section. I'm going to pin it. I'm going to pin that link, and I'm going to feature this video uh, on the YouTube channel. So on this YouTube channel. So when you go to this live stream and you listen to it, you'll know what's going on. You know, if you've been subscribed to this channel, you know that, hey, we're no longer going to be over here no more. We're moving all of the content over to this, over to my gaming channel. And if you support the content, you will follow me. If you don't want to support, that's cool. It's all good in the hood. All right. So yeah, I'm up out of here. I want to say thank you for all the people that have subscribed to this channel. Thank you for all the people that have watched all the live streams. Thank you for all the people that hit the like button, shared it, all that jazz. But yeah, hope to see you guys on my gaming channel. And if not, then it's goodbye. So long. See you when I see you. Catch you on the flip side. Okay? Thanks, guys. Deuces.